to the banging misses and videos. While I'm with my freak like we up in the freak shows. Hit you with the make you feel it all in your toes. Hot got all my people in red clothes. Telling my metaphors when I formulate my flows. If you don't know, you're messing with lyrical player pros like that. Wanna party with me?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to our Tuesday night edition of the Walking This Way's Impact Voice podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcasting out of the DFW, that is Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. For everyone want to know what that means, I want to thank everybody once again, as we are already in the new month, we're in the 7th month of 2024. It is July the 2nd, 2024. This year's flying on by, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that you're taking this time seriously, not taking it lightly, not taking it for granted, especially when it comes to things you want to accomplish in life, that it's up to you to make these things happen. It's not up to mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunt, your auntie, your cat, your dog. It has to start with you in order for you to see the results you want to see in your life. That was all about. I'm very honored, very privileged to have a very special guest here on the show. She's on Stranger to the Platform. She was on here before. This is her second time on here. I reached out to her, and she made time out of her productive schedule to come on. Give us some updates what's going on. She's a Houston, Texas native. She's versatile in all things, from hosting radio shows to doing music to doing production. You name it. She's a one of all trades, and she took time out of her productive schedule to be on here. I want to welcome Miss Blue. Miss Blue, thank you once again coming on here. Give some enlightenment what's been going on, the work that you've been doing, the grind that you're putting in, and all of that. You are an extraordinary individual who is doing extraordinary things. So welcome back here. What's been going on with you? How everything been going? I see that you're very, very productive. Also, congratulations on your radio show being picked up as well. So kudos on that. Also, so what's been going on with you besides all the great things you've been doing?
Yeah, well, first off, thank you. I always tell you, you have the dopest introductions. Like, what the club Shay, watch out. But I most definitely will say that I've been I've been in the gym. I have been focusing. I am a content creator as well, so I don't believe on waiting for someone to call me with something. I like to already have things going on in my life as well, and that's just me being counterproductive. So I'm writing a web series right now, and I'm working with a friend, well, two friends actually on these series, and we're going to be investing in them. So I'm excited. Once I get more details on that, I'll be able to share. So right now, I'm just like over looking a few scripts for some people that's having me write co-write some projects with them. So I am very excited about that. I love writing. That's one of my loves. So, and always with the kids, the family.
Right. And, it's also great that I said, and I'm keeping up with you closely on the work that you're doing. I know, you're also in the gym as well, which, being healthy, it's mandatory. Let's go biblical for a moment. Even the Bible tells us that he wants to prosper in our health as well. True. Also. And we know that does play a role, especially in our daily activities, being healthy, making sure we, fully energy, alert, energetic. Can't do anything if you're weak. Can't do anything if you're sick. Can't do anything if you don't have the power nor the energy. But how has the fitness journey been for you so far? Because I see the results that you're doing. I know you're very feeling good about yourself. But also, I know it does play a role in the work that you're doing also, because we need you around in order to accomplish all these great things.
That's very true. So if someone know me on a personal level, they know I've always been like really big on like the gym. And I feel like when you get into like serious relationships, sometimes that is on the back burner. So just coming out of it's been over a year now, but out of a serious relationship, and just like focusing back on me, because there were a lot of times I wanted to go to the gym, and then you deal with like sometimes just being real, sometimes guys and women can be very controlling or not want you to do the gym. And I'm just in there trying to, get my work on. I'm not worried about anything else, but they don't always see it that way. So I found myself just putting it on the back burner and, doing some gym workouts at the house. But now I'm focused on me, and I'm able to just really just do it full throttle like I love to do anyway. And then, like you say, I have a few projects coming up that I've been reached out for, two movies, and I definitely want to be on point because they're doing some really big things. So I have to get myself all the way right. So yes,
Yeah, it makes sense. And I know you mentioned about the relationship, and I just don't understand why individual can be so intimidating with the individual that they're with. It don't make no sense.
it
Which
doesn't.
is on both ends, but it seems like guys in this generation, not all guys, but some guys have it the worst. It's like
Yeah.
you're not going out there, you're not sneaking around, you're not
Hmm.
doing things for attention. You taking care of yourself, and they should understand that. But like,
Right.
if you have those insecurities going on, you have those things. That's very dangerous for
That's true.
anybody, and we know it's real crazy for real. It really is. But if that's the case, like, okay, come along with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's take the journey together and not have insecurities. And that's weird to me, but I
Exactly.
still understand where you're coming from. But then you also got to realize too that, okay, when you met me, I was doing all these things. I was doing it. You see,
Hmm.
I had my career going on. And some people feel like you have to put yourself on the back burner. They feel like they want you to put your life on hold, your responsibilities on hold for them, and that's not good. And then for you lose yourself in the process. And we saw that goes on both ends, men and women.
And that's exactly what has happened. It's called, people want you to shrink yourself to make them feel comfortable.
Yeah,
And if I'm not doing anything that is making you feel uncomfortable, like disrespecting you, I'm not getting numbers, I'm not doing anything sneaky, then it's a you problem. It's not a me problem.
right.
But sometimes when you're in a relationship, if you're one of those, if you're a lover person, then you're gonna find yourself trying to change something that is not wrong about you to make someone feel comfortable. So you're going to continue to shrink until you look in the mirror and you're like, who, that's me, like I'm not even myself no more. And so coming from that, I'm in a very selfish state right now. Like it's really all about me. Like I'm putting,
I got
if
you.
I find time to put you in, it's important because right now I was there for everyone and I just was not showing up for myself. And I'm in that
Mm.
enlightening era where, it's all about how I feel about anything right now. And I don't apologize for it.
Oh yeah, you never do that. We should
Mhm.
always put ourselves first. Even the scripture
Yes.
tells us, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I
Mhm.
know because our teaching, we was always told to put this first, put that first. But
Mhm.
then, like you said, we lose ourselves in the process. We lose ourselves further off that we don't even know who we are.
That's sad.
And then, you hear people say, well, this person makes me happy. You hear that all the time. This
Right.
person makes me happy. No, you should already been happy before this person came into your life. Or we'll say stuff, oh, this person completes me. No, you should be already completed before this person entered
That.
into your life. But that's how we talk with that mentality. So what we have to do is clean that, quick, reverse the
Mhm.
mindset, re- relearn a lot of things and learn how to put yourself first. And it's good to put yourself first because I'm an advocate for that because that's when you're, and I was talking to my brother back at home and we were just talking about being single. And to me, people don't realize when you're single, that to me is one of the best times. That's just my opinion. When I say that,
Yeah.
because you're more focused on your goals even more, you're more focused on your career, you're more focused on your self development.
Mhm.
And not only that, you're putting things together where you're not so easily distracted. If that makes sense, Ms. Blue.
True. Oh, it definitely makes sense. Absolutely, because it's again, like you're saying, when you're in a relationship, you can't be selfish. And I mean, you could, but you might end up by yourself because now it's not just about your feelings. I have to also make sure you're okay, or I should be making sure that you're okay. And now I have to fit you in my world, and now you're trying to fit me in yours. So I definitely understand what you're saying because I agree. Like when you're single, you don't care if you're not, if your phone isn't ringing, like my phone be dry and I'm not sad. I know why, because I'm not talking to anyone. I'm like, I'm chilling right now. It's about me. So and when you let someone into your world, then you have to, your feelings are now theirs, and if they're down, now you're down, and it takes a lot of energy. Not saying it's not worth it for the right person, but I definitely agree with you in regards to being single and just having more peace and focusing.
Yeah, and don't get because people feel like they're being lonely. You're not. You're never. I take that back. You're never alone. You're never alone.
Right.
First of all, you love yourself. So you love yourself and you cherish yourself. You're never alone. And
True.
and a lot of people feel like you have to be with somebody. It's like they make it's mandated to be with someone.
Mm,
Not saying you can and cannot, but it's for the right reason, for the right cause. And we know people do get off into relationships because they feel lonely.
yeah.
Or when you get that, and then that spirit too is very dangerous too. Because when you're lonely, you'll start fighting all different types of company that you wish you never did. And then when you like, oh damn, why did I let this person come in?
Right.
Because you're like, oh, I gotta have somebody. You don't have to have nobody.
Mm,
Once you have yourself, and that's why I say I firm believe in. When you have yourself completely and whole, once
mm,
you become the better man, you become the better woman. You draw in that
that
better.
right
You
person.
draw in that better man and better woman. I just believe in letting nature take its course. And I heard this from somebody too. When people go out, I gotta have somebody. No, you don't. Because you're putting pressure on yourself.
Mm,
So if you just let nature take its course, live your life fully, live your life happier, live a dope life,
right.
nature will take its course. I do believe in it. That's like my not the priority, but the priority is okay, learning me, learning my pet peeves, learning who I am, coming to the full knowledge of self. Because we know, Miss Blue, that takes time. It's not like a one time thing
Right.
because we're constantly evolving. So take this. I leave, man, just take this time, learn yourself, learn your craft, learn your skills. Not only that, you developing new things as well. But
Mm,
you live a fantastic life. You living a great life. And how has the journey been for you? I know you're a Houston native.
yes.
Growing up, you always had high expectation, these dreams, these goals. So you was always an ambitious young woman.
Correct. Um, geez, I wish I could pinpoint where the talent came from because my parents were oil and gas, and we didn't have anything around us necessarily, but I do remember like my cousins. So maybe it came from like my like older cousins. They were rapping, and they were I think some were writers and poets and things like that. And so I was always around them, my older cousins, and I guess maybe a gift that was already there. It triggered the gift that was already there. But yeah, I can say that I've always been like a very headstrong person that knows what I wanted, uh, know exactly what I needed to do to get it. I write it down on paper. I meditate about it, and then I start trying to figure out like how do I get in, and just being I think being that way is so like that's so in my nature that becoming an adult, it wasn't hard to adapt those same traits because I was like that at 5 and 10 and 15. It's just who I am. So yeah.
Right. So you was always the individual. Okay, I know I was born more than just this. The normal life is
Mm-hmm.
grow up, go to school, work on a job for so many years, retire, and that's it. But you always knew that you, that individual, know, okay, it's more than life than just what I see, that I can have an extraordinary life. I can have an abundant life. That I have what they say, live an adult life. And when I look back on it, it's like, okay, I utilize all my gifts. I utilize all my talent. I utilize all my ability. Because I do believe that we were not created just to be a waste. We was created
Absolutely.
with purpose. The Bible said we're the apple of God's eye. We're fearfully, wonderfully made. You're the head and not the tail. All these words that He bestowed upon us, we're more than conquerors, but we have to believe those things for ourselves in order to achieve the highest thing in life. What you say about that?
Amen. Like you do have to absolutely believe it. You do have to believe that God put something into your soul, and you have an obligation as a child of God to acknowledge these gifts that he gives you. You have to do it. Like, some people, they don't believe in dreams and they don't believe in things other than working, and that's okay. But there are certain people in this world that God has given you a gift, whether it's to sing in the church choir, it's somebody that's relying on your voice, it's somebody that's relying on your prayer. So yeah, I definitely, I stand strong when I say that I do not take it for granted, and that I do believe that I am one of those people that God gave gifts and said, do what you're supposed to do with these gifts. And I
Right.
can only pray that I did, that he is proud of what I've done with my gifts, because it's definitely something. Growing up, my dad was not supportive so much on our dreams, especially mine. But I would watch like video programs, and I would see like Tyrese and Carl Thomas and Mariah Carey and Destiny's Child on TV, and I was like, what? How are they any different than me? Is what I was trying to explain to him. Like, they want to sing, I wanted to sing. Like, they
Mhm.
rap, I want to rap. So they something happened where they tried and tried, and then their dream came to life, and that's what I would try to explain to my dad. That could be me, like, this
Mhm.
could be me right here. But if I stop just because you think I should just focus on school and books and stuff, then I'm not being true to myself, because I never believed that God gave me these talents and these gifts to just sit around and just sing around the house or in the shower. So I mean,
Right.
those people were inspiration to me to find that avenue in to do what I want to do with my gifts and my talents.
Right. And we know that that's important 'cause at the end of the day, Miss Blue, you owe it to yourself.
Yeah.
Even it tells us do not we can deceive our own selves.
Hmm.
And just imagine how individuals walking around today as they deceive themselves. Growing up, we had imagination. We had imagination to do these extraordinary things. But as we got older, went through life, we had circumstances, we had
True.
individuals who come in who kills those dreams, who kills those inspirations, and we go through the norm because they looked at, okay, I did not fulfill my obligation. I don't want you to fulfill your obligations. And individuals miss out on that, but at the end of the day, then they regret themselves, and we should not live in regret at all. You know,
Absolutely.
we shouldn't don't be that was a woulda, coulda, shoulda, but go ahead and make things happen for yourself. I'm not against prayer. I know a lot of people say I'm praying, I'm waiting on God, but God already laid a blueprint. He's waiting on you. You just have
Yes.
to step up, get self out the way, and take the risk. What I'm saying? Just take the risk because in order for you to be successful, you have to take risks. You have to step out. And then you say, you know what? When you lose when you don't do it, you win when you take the attempt to do it. And then when you look back and say, you know what? I attempted, I did it, and you be proud of yourself.
True.
So what did you say to individuals who are procrastinate? They do a lot of talking, but less doing. You know,
Hmm.
they say actions speak louder than words. I can talk a good game all day,
Right.
but if my actions not lined up what I'm saying, I'm just really playing myself.
I mean, very true. I feel like once you get in the out of the victim mindset, once you get out of entitlement mindset, I never had that, but I'm saying, like, I have seen it for the people
Right.
that's like, I'm talented, so somebody should give me a record deal. Or why is she making it and I didn't? What are you doing to put your gift out there so people can see that you're just as talented? Me, I am definitely an actions over words. I could tell you that I'm one of the most talented people in my city, but I'd rather show you.
Right.
I'll definitely rather show you. Because your work will always speak for itself. So I don't have to say I'm one of the best in my city, because people that have seen and witnessed my work ethic, they will talk on my behalf and mention me in rooms I'm not even a part of, because they've seen how hard I work. And that goes for everyone who's or anyone who's procrastinating. You have to get out there and you have to get in the studio. You have to go out to the seminars. You have to go out there and show people your talent and market yourself, because you are your biggest marketer. No one else is going to do it for you because it's not their dream and it's not their passion, or they may not understand how to market you. So you get your work and you get out there and you make it happen. And if you don't, then you'll just be one of those ones hating in the background because someone is performing at the BET Awards that you feel didn't have the talent. But what did you do to get yourself to the BET Awards? You
Right.
know?
Yeah, because you look at it, Blue, at the end of the day, everything is about work. You
Yeah.
can't get around it. You can't go under it. The individuals that we see today on our television, on the big screen, they got there by their work. They didn't start at the top. They started at the bottom. And they worked their way up. And they was consistent with it. So in order, like you go to the gym, you hear a lot of people say, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. But what are you doing to lose weight?
Mm-hmm.
Action. We could pray. I hear people say, oh, pray for me, I get this weight. Okay, what are you doing to get it off?
Right.
If you go to the doctor gonna tell you what you need to do to lose weight. Doctor gonna tell you once again, it's all about action. It's like we want to be successful, but we're not willing to put in the work. And I know we're in the age now, Blue, you see it all the time, where people resist shortcuts. You have people who want to take the surgery, which I'm not knocking, and you take the surgery if you want to, but you still have to put in the work to keep the weight off.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I mean, that's what stand people apart. Like, that's the difference between people that have the talent. That both of you have talent, but one is wanting to work and is going to work, and then the other one is just sitting around. That's what makes Beyonce the amazing artist that she is. That's what made Michael Jackson and Prince the amazing artists that they were. Yet they get the most hate because
Oh,
they get the most hate because people are always wanting to know, well, why are they up there? Because they never sat down. They're always practicing. They're always doing something that puts them aside. Beyonce is always reinventing herself. And
that's
that's what
it.
it's what that's what it takes to be up there with people like her, or just up there in the same air that she breathes, because your work ethic is going to introduce you again into to people that you've never been around, because someone is going to mention you. You just never know, so you have to work hard. The
Right.
time can
And
come at any age.
right. And people are always watching you. They may not share your content. They may not hit one like. They may not do one comment, but they're always watching. Like you said, individuals who don't even know you always watching. You have individuals who gets in your DM. I'm not talking about no hookup purpose. I'm talking about for business purpose, and say, "Hey, I've been watching your work, and you don't know them from Adam, or someone referred me to you, and I like what you do." And like you said, your name is already in rooms, even for your body ever enter the room.
That's very true.
And it's all about your work ethic. Everything is all about your work. And I even heard a lot of people say, never let nobody outwork you, because it's all about your work. Even the scripture tells us, by their fruits you shall know them. It's all about your fruit. You see fruit. No, fruit is not invisible. It's visible, but you can actually see the fruit. Whatever fruit you
Right.
bearing, whether you bearing apples, oranges, bananas, whatever, it shows. But it's all about the work. It's all about the drive. It's all about your work ethic. It's all about staying consistent in what you do, and don't give up. Don't don't get weary, but you're doing something you love to do. I love people, Blue, that has a strong work ethic, because they inspire me with the work they do. Because I was listening to Megan Thee Stallion interview with Shannon Sharp on yesterday, and she talks about how she has to pay people. Like, she don't mind paying for features, because she said in the interview that she wants to show the individuals that she's serious, and she don't look for hookups. She will pay
Right.
for features. And I like that, because it's not about, okay, do this because I know you do this for me for free. No, because she said it's all about paying people for their art. So I like where she was coming from, that if you're gonna do something with people, pay them. You know what I'm saying? Show them how serious you are, but you respect their work and you respect their art instead of looking for freebies all the time. What you say about that?
No, I agree. And first off, shout out to Megan the Stallion, Houston's own. I'm very proud of her as well. She's really she's come out of a city that's very hard to pop in.
Oh,
And so
really?
for her, yeah, oh, Houston is tough. So for her to make it out, I'm very very happy for her. Always saying good things about her. So I definitely agree with just the whole wanting to pay your way. I think is what she's saying in so many words. You don't want to be the one that's trying to get something free. And you do, I'm sure that she understands being an independent artist before she became mainstream, how it felt for people to want you to perform all the time, but never want to pay you. We go through
Hmm.
that a lot as independent artists. So I can just imagine her, you know, how it has shaped her frame of mind and thinking now that she's mainstream and she's saying, look, I'll pay you, you know, because we know how it go as an independent artist. So just again, just super proud of her and definitely agree with her that you have to pay your way and you definitely want to show people appreciation for their craft. This stuff is not easy. I mean, you some people taking their last. Sometimes us as creators, you, me, and everyone else I know, we take our last money to pay for a subscription to do these interviews, or I have to get a whole outfit and get my hair and nails done to go do a brand ambassador shoot. I mean, it's a lot that goes on with being a creator. And so yes, it's amazing to hear someone like her of her stature say something like that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
she really did. And I love that part of the interview when she said that. Then when I like what she said, it shows that she is serious
Very.
about it. And that's what we do, especially when it comes to our community. We all look for freebies all the time, which is nothing wrong with that. But let's say, okay, we're in that position now. Okay, I want to pay you for a feature. And she said, oh, and find out how much that feature is. She said, they said how much they'll do it for the feature. She said she sent the money to them cash and did the feature. Because she said
Yeah.
she want to show them how serious they are. It's a respect thing,
Yeah.
because it does take money. It does take time. And like you say, everything costs money, especially when you're independent. You're taking your money and you're investing it back in you, right?
Yes.
Because you think about it, you're your own boss. You don't work with anybody. You're your own creative being, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You're your own boss. So you have to learn all this. And it does take some money to run these things, especially when it comes to quality, productivity. You want the best.
True.
So you're gonna pay for the best. And I'm just saying, you're gonna pay
Better.
for the best. You're gonna pay for the best. But it's fun though, Miss Blue. It's fun that you're doing something that you love to do. And
Yes.
and I see how you smiling, of course. How is that experience? Just you waking up every morning, doing something that you know that you was created to do on a regular basis. Because some people are not experiencing that right now. They're waking up miserable, but you're waking up full of joy, peace, but you're doing something. How's that feeling is to wake up? So you know what? I'm actually walking in my truth. I'm actually walking in what I was created to do.
It feels really good because it's something like I said that's been embedded in my soul since I was a child. So it it's overwhelming sometimes, like and just like the fact that, matter of fact, I got a great example. I went to a movie premiere recently. Shout out to Justin Milton, Twisted Sister. It was a really good movie. Oh my goodness! But you do these movies and you do like sometimes, what is it? I think we do 12-hour shifts, right? And it's
Yeah.
usually we shoot for about 8, maybe 9 days. And you're doing the work and you're having a good time on set, but we have this thing where we don't really laugh and joke until the end of the movie set. It's very serious business. But then you go to the premiere about a month or two later, and then you see your name in the credits, and it's just like tears in my eyes because I'm like, that is my name, and so many people is gonna see and remember the girl from school, from elementary, middle school, high school, that was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be acting, singing. I'm going to be, my music is in some of these movies. And it's a trip. It's a trip. Like it's really I'm always thankful to God. I'm always like, God, thank you. Like sometimes I really cannot believe like I've done 10 plus movies. Like I'm like, this is something that I wanted to do. Like I cried about and I was like, what how do you get into it? And so that's why I feel like God made it align the way that it has. And now I'm just ready to do it on a grand scale so I can really bless people around me as well to get in and get on. But it makes you feel, I don't even think proud is the word. It's just a different feeling that is just like, that God wants you to do this. And it doesn't get any
Yeah.
better than that. No one's saying it's easy. It's hard work. It's a lot of stressful days sometimes, but you're doing something that you love to do, and it does not get any better than that. It just doesn't.
Right. And you know what, Miss Blue? You, the individual who you sacrifices the temporary pleasure for long term success. When I say sacrifice temporary pleasure, you sacrifice, okay, going out here,
Oh
doing
yeah.
vacation, doing this, doing that.
Mhm.
But you say, I'm focused on long term success. And while I'm working on my long term success, then I can be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I can be able to
Right.
enjoy the abundance of my labor. And that's what individuals have to understand. When you're on this path of greatness, when you're on this path of journey, it costs you a lot. Some people not ready for that. It's gonna cost you relationships. It's gonna cost you family gatherings. It's gonna cost you a lot of things if you're ready for that. But I'm gonna ask you this, Blue. Are individuals ready for that? Are they willing to pay the ultimate price to be successful? Are they willing to pay the ultimate price to be great? Because
Right.
if you're not careful, we can miss out on a lot of great things pleasing people, worrying about what other people say. So when it comes to people that we know, a lot of time it ain't the people that we don't know, it's the people that we do know who
Right.
would attempt to stop
Hmm.
us if we listen to what they say. Like I said, you did what you wanted, even though your dad was somewhat against it, but you went ahead and pursued it. But just
Yeah.
imagine if you didn't do that, and where would you be at today?
Um. Well, I will say this just to be fair. If I didn't listen to what he said, and I didn't do or pursue my passion, I would still have a successful career in like oil and gas. I can learn any software, and I'm just really that's just one of my niche. But this is my dream, so
Right.
it's definitely a big difference. But I would still have been doing it, but then I would have been working for someone else, and who's to say I would have been happy? Who's
But
to
you'd be
say?
resentful.
Yeah, I think that I definitely would have been resentful because you know for the people that have ambition and dreamers and goals, trust me when I say your time is coming. Our time is coming if you keep pushing. With that being said, there are over 5 people that I know in my circle, personal circle growing up, that blew up to be famous, that are now famous and household names.
Hmm.
So the resentment most definitely would have been there because I know that I had the talent. So I probably would have resented like the job, or not knowing that that's not my dream is to grow old with your company. That's not what I want to see myself doing. I don't want to retire doing that. I'm just doing it for a paycheck. And so yeah, I'm very glad that I just always had my own mind and stood up, respectfully to my dad. Like, I'm sorry, but you might as well save your coins and get that karaoke machine. I'm about to perform in front of the family, and they're about to pay me. I'm about to do these usher moves I've been learning all summer long because I already knew this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that because you said it. A lot of people are, they do good on the outside,
Hmm.
but they're miserable and resentful on the inside. And then it's like, okay, I love my parents, but a lot of people do stuff. Okay, I did it because my parents wanted me to,
Right.
but then they're not a road. They're resentful to their parents, because they want to make their parents happy.
Mm-hmm.
And we see a lot of people do that. Well, I'm gonna do anything. It runs my family. But if that's something that if there's something you really want to do, then cool, kudos to that. But what about doing something that you know that you want to do outside the family that was gonna bring you joy and bring you fulfillment?
Right.
That's like being in a relationship. You're in the relationship because they want me to be with this person. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I only got with this person because you wanted me to be with this person. But who told you had to be with this person? Because they only did it because they wanted me to. And a lot of people live like that. They
True.
do stuff because such and such told me to do it. Or they said it was the right thing to do.
Hmm.
But deep down inside, you're miserable. Deep down
Yeah.
inside, you're depressed. And that's not living.
It's not.
And so we have people walking around being resentful towards other individuals because I did this to make you happy, but you're not happy. And we wonder why individuals take their lives because they're not
Mm.
happy. They only did it to please other people. Was
Right.
never taught to please yourself. We was always taught if you do things for yourself, you selfish, you evil. But Blue, look how many people losing their lives every day
It's sad.
because they want to please other people. And we listen to other people's opinions. Like the whole Chris Brown thing. You know, I see a lot of guys breaking up with their girlfriends over Chris Brown picture. A picture they'll take one time. But I would say I told somebody this. I said what they did to outside influence. The girl, they seen the picture of the girl, probably had his homeboy say, "Man, I'll break up with her. Man, dog, you surely is right." Instead of thinking for yourself, you allow outside influences to mess up things. What you say about that?
Oh, first off, I love Chris Breezy. Um, I feel like um there is a fine line between like your celebrity crushes and stuff like that. Like every guy, almost every guy I had a celebrity crush on growing up. Guess what? I've met him, so it's very possible I've met them. Like was in close proximity in
Mm-hmm.
VIP with them. I met them, so I'm not gonna say like it couldn't happen because it can. So you have to be mindful, and you just have to have boundaries. Like I feel like maybe they didn't talk about it because I know if it's always those few celebrities that you like. If I meet so and so, I'm not gonna do the most, but you're gonna be mad. They must have didn't have that talk. Like, look, if I ever meet Chris Brown, it's going down. Now I ain't gonna do like the fool, but so really, I feel like it's just about knowing your person, and then yeah, it's just a celebrity. It could be a one-time thing. If you have to establish boundaries in relationships, I'm big on that. So again, like the conversation would have had to be talked about. Like I might get with somebody who just obsessed with Kelly Rowland and Janet Jackson. So if they got to meet them, I wouldn't care if they went crazy. Like, oh, but that's just me. I'm just a free spirited person anyway. So
Right.
I would be laughing. I would just be like, she don't want you. Like, like
Yeah.
being silly,
Yeah.
but
See, right. Okay, first of all, you know who you are, and you secure who you are. So why be insecure over a one-time opportunity? I guarantee you, Blue, if Megan Stallion were charging guys to take pictures with her, them same guy would go for it. And they
oh
girl wouldn't even be
yeah.
mad. She ain't got nothing on me. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all playful like that. Y'all
Oh,
don't
well, I'm
take
gonna
it
be mad because
serious.
I wasn't in the picture with him and Megan. What you mean? You took a picture with Megan and I wasn't in it. So
But see, but like I said, so y'all take it lightly. Some guys they just
yeah,
take it, they just get real offended. Why?
yeah.
What's wrong with just having a good time? It's all about living, having a good time, laughing and talking, and that's it. Everybody take things. I won't say everybody. Some individuals take stuff so serious. That's going back to loving yourself. When you love yourself, you're not gonna take everything so serious. You're gonna sit there and laugh it off, like, oh, okay, whatever. And then not only that, the guy that did break up with her, it was her birthday gift. So he knew about the concert. He knew that she was doing picture. And it was a birthday gift.
That's why I said it's silly because it's like you should have known. If my girl meet Chris Brown, as long as she don't sleep with him, I already know she gonna do the food. It's Chris Brown. Like it's like he went home to his baby mama or whoever he's dating, and now you don't have anybody. He didn't try to get her number. He didn't, it was just. And
Right.
if you know Chris Brown again, like what rock has dude been hiding under? Because Chris Brown has been doing this for over. I know for a fact over 5 years because he was doing this in like 2015 and
Okay.
we were laughing about it. So you should just know, oh girl, like that ain't nothing. But I mean, to each his own. Like again, you got to know the people that you with. You got to set them boundaries up. Like I'm telling you, like just a simple talk. Like if I met so and so,
But you know what? That's important to have these conversations, Blue, except when it comes to the building a relationship. Back in
mhm,
the day, we never talked about these things. We always go by how a person look. And
right.
then all of a sudden, I'm in love. But then we never really had these hard,
Mm-mm.
uncomfortable conversations.
You gotta have them though.
And that's how a lot of people break up because they never had
Mhm.
these conversations or like somebody keep talking about cheating. I said, and I learned this too. People cheat out of fear because deep down inside, they want to see other people, but they're afraid to be honest with the individual they with.
Hmm.
If you tell someone up front, hey, yes, I want to be in a relationship with you, but I want to see other people. Now you give that person a choice up front in the beginning.
Right.
So now if they decide to be with you after you told them, then that's on them. I don't feel sorry
Mhm.
for you, so don't get mad. But you agreed upon it. Now, if you don't want to be a part of it, don't accept it. What do mature
Right.
people at Blue when it comes to having these conversations? I'm not talking about in the middle, and I'm not talking about at the end. I'm talking about having these conversations in the beginning. It's like a job. When you take on a job, they'll explain the ins and outs of the job. Now it's up
Mhm.
to you to take the offer. They're not gonna force you to take it, but you have to really sit down and think about it. Okay, do I really want to do this? Is I really accept it? You have to be real. And that's
Right.
something, but we have to learn how to be real with ourselves. Like, put yourself, okay, do I want to do that? Do I want to go through that? And then just get them a straight up answer. We should have to waste each other's time. That's what I want to say.
Very true. I definitely think I'm really big on communication and I'm a very transparent person. And at the beginning, I run a lot of people off, and that's okay with me. Because I am going to get down to the nits and grits. I am going to ask questions. I'm going to not purposely do it, but I'm going to. Someone just called me a Oprah Winfrey soapbox. This guy I'm saying, and I thought it was funny because I was like, because I'm asking questions that if you don't get the straightforward answer to now, is going to be a reason why we don't make it in the future when now we've wasted time and I don't have time to waste and I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to ask those questions whether you like it or not. I'm not going to be annoying, but if something comes up or arise, yeah, we have to talk about it to see if our morals and our values align because that's how weed out what's real from what's fake. And if I could deal with this person long term, and that those are things that you need to know at the beginning. So I mean, that's how I live my life anyway. And I honestly I stay away from guys that have a problem with me asking those questions and trying to get down to the bottom of their pure intentions. I'll leave them alone indefinitely. It's not even a conversation.
Right, most definitely, because I'm a firm believer
Mhm.
in that communicating. I tell anybody, I do not want a wedding. When I say I do not want a wedding, I want to better take that money and we invest it in our future, invest it into things. That's just my beliefs. Because if I do want to do a wedding, that's say 10 years, if we invested 10 years, yeah, they would do a wedding. Then we 10 years in the game, and that's
Right.
different. But off the bat, why spend money on a wedding when we take this money and invest it into our future? You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
my opinion on it. Because at the end of the day, it's really me and you against the world, not me,
Mhm.
you, and the world. 'Cause a lot of times people do things for the world. They want to impress people, but we in this relationship together, it's a business at the end. We business partners. Let's say that. Yeah, we love
Mhm.
it, but we're also business partners because we have to make business decisions. That makes sense what I'm saying.
It does.
Because I'm all about building our kingdom and I'm all about building our empire. So we want to have a legacy. It takes two like-minded individuals to make things successful. Now, I do believe in having successful marriage. I do believe having a successful family. Some people don't think like that. They think that's crazy. But think about it, we are created beings. We can create our world. Like the name of this episode is Welcome to Your World. You know what I'm saying? You're
Right.
inviting us into your world. You create your world. So how is the world? You know, you gave us a glimpse of, but deep down inside, how is Miss Blue's world? What when people will get to know you for the very first time, what impression they get of you, and when they leave your presence. But like I said, I had you on the show before. You're on here again because I love your energy, I love
Thank
your
you.
character, your purity, your honesty, and how you constantly keep working. I respect how you're consistent too as well.
Thank you. Um, the perceivement. So I'm a Libra rising. So apparently people think I'm like a modest, calm, level-headed person, and I'm like, oh no. I'm a Sagittarius sun, fire sign, so very far from level-headed. I take risks that often people think are crazy, or like, what are you doing, Blue? And like that's like a part of being in my world is if you like, I don't think I should do this. I'm like, we're gonna do it because you feel like you shouldn't do it. Because we're gonna prove everyone who said you shouldn't do it wrong. And that's where
That's
I
it.
come in. Cause I'm getting ready to show you how to not let anybody tell you what you can't do if that's what you want to do. And so I'm it's I have times and moments where I am like, I think that's what makes me, with the creative side, helps me with the being impulsive, because I'm always writing something. Like if I wake up out of a dream, I'm gonna write it down. Like if I have a dream, I'm making it to a movie. So it's a very high pace. Like I'm always on the go. So people in my world know, like I might be chilling one minute, the next minute I gotta go, or I need to go over here. I need to write where it's a waterfall. So we need to find a waterfall because it's something that I need to get out of my creative box, and I'm gonna find it there, and I will write. It's the craziest thing. Just like I like to have a lot of fun, and I like positivity. And then I just like bouncing, like sitting in a circle and just bouncing ideas off of the people around me and writing stuff down. Like I said, I'm a writer, so I'm writing and planning. So yeah, like again, once they find out like, oh, she, like, I'm far from quiet. I'm like one of the most talkative people on the planet. It's just that I'm extremely selective, so not everyone gets the same version of me. Like I
Mhm.
go by energy. So if something in your energy made me kind of standoffish, then I probably won't talk to you as much as someone who we met up and our energy collided. So now we're like constantly talking to each other. So
Right.
I'm a multifaceted person. So I really have a million layers to me. So I can't just say I'm like this. It's like I'm a lot of different things.
So you, in other words, you always go into your laboratory and always creating different things involving and always learning and growing as well. And
Yeah.
keeping that mindset going. Because I don't like to say, you hear people say I tried. Don't say I tried. When you say I tried, that's like
Mhm.
saying you don't believe, but believe in what you're doing. Believe in your abilities, believing in your who you are, knowing your worth. Yeah, you're gonna have people gonna doubt you. You're gonna have people who gonna laugh at you. You're gonna have people who gonna belittle you, but you keep working, you keep striving. Yeah. Do you remember the story? The what is it? The ant and the grasshopper. Remember the story? The ant and the
Ah,
grasshopper. How the
yes.
ant was working, and the grasshopper was playing around and laughing at the ant because the ant was storing up. Because we know
Hmm.
season change. The ant looking, oh, it's summertime. Why you working? Why you storing up? We know you got plenty of time. But the ant is always prepared. And that's why the Bible tells us consider the ant you slugger. An ant don't have no overseer, no guide, no rule. The ant is created to do what it was born to do.
True.
So you don't have to tell the ant to do what it has to do. It already knows what to do. And that's how we, as spiritual beings, we don't need no overseer. We don't need no guide, no rule. If we just walk into what we was created to do
So
and
true.
fulfill them obligations. Nobody should have to tell you, hey, you need to do this. Nobody should have to tell you, hey, go here, because it's already embedded in you. Like that's why I say consider the ant you slugger. An ant is always what? Planning ahead. An ant
Right.
is always thinking ahead. The ant is always thinking long term. And that's how we should be. We should always think ahead of the game, play ahead, don't play behind.
True.
Take the initiative to do things because you're not depending on anybody. That will come when you're an independent owner. You don't depend on anybody. What you do, you depend on yourself and you take the initiative to do things. And I noticed that too as well, Blue. That individual will respect you more when they see you the individual who takes the initiative. If you're that type of person that might got to tell you to do everything all the time, they will cut you off because they
Oh,
look at
most
you as being
definitely.
you're not an access, you're a liability.
Mm-hmm.
And if I constantly got to tell you to do every little thing, then why are we here for?
Exactly.
Now I'm saying you could tell people stuff. I don't want to think that, but
Mhm.
the little simple things like take the trash out. If you see the trash is overflowing, why do you tell somebody to take the trash out when you take the initiative and say, okay, let me go and take the trash out because first of all, it's overflowing. It's gonna cause an
Exactly.
odor. It's gonna stink. And I might have to tell you to do things. And that's not living.
Exactly.
Somebody have to tell you. If people have to tell you to do stuff all the time, that's not living. It's about taking the initiative. If you don't know it, but they say ask questions.
Yes. I totally agree.
Because if you just sitting around and somebody have to tell you to do stuff, you're not gonna win.
Right.
And it takes sacrifice and all
It's
the great.
lots of sacrifice.
You got to put in the work. But I know also, Ms. Blue, I know you got the radio show. You got a lot of great things. How can we support you? How can we just tune in and listen to your regular show? I know it's been picked up by another network. Congratulations on that again. So how
Thank
can we
you.
tune into the radio show and support you in the work that you're doing?
Yeah, so just tune in to my Instagram, Miss Blue Radio Show. The links are in the bio. I'm also on all digital global radio .com, so you can tune into the show. I'm on the Beat Radio as well on Wednesdays from 9 to 10. The link is in my bio. Again, it's Miss Blue Radio Show on Instagram. Follow me there to stay tuned, stay up to date with everything that I have going on.
Man, that's what's awesome. That's what's up. I know we pressing for time. So I'm gonna ask you, did you have any final remarks for the listening audience that's watching this right now? Any styles of advice, any words of wisdom?
I just want to say put God first in all that you do and try work. You have to do it for yourself in the end. You're not doing it for anyone else. In the end, I promise you, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. And if you're okay with how things turned out, then be okay with it. But it's gonna all amount to your work ethic. And just like we said in this discussion, you have to go hard for what you want to do. You owe it to yourself in the end, nobody else.
That's it. Because I say this, I look at this now, Blue. We are already in the 7th month of 2024.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, I know. And then you gotta
Wow.
look at how individuals, okay, they get from December 31st to January 1st. Individuals get so excited. Oh, this is my year. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. And after that excitement is over with, they go right back to the norm through life, and then they want to get real excited again. No, this is you have to be consistent in your life, ladies and gentlemen. They go for me. I know they go for you as well. We have to be consistent in everything we do. Consistent in growing. Consistent in evolving. Don't get self out the way. Like Kobe Bryant said, get over yourself. You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to grind. You're gonna have to make stuff happen. You're gonna and get stuff out the way. And that's another thing too, is we don't. It's not blaming people, but we are our own worst enemy,
Yes.
and we don't
Very
mind. And the mind can play tricks on us if we're not careful. But you block out that distraction. I'm not talking about people. Everybody want to look at people. I'm talking about block out the distractions of you. You know, you speak to you, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. We speak all these negative things, or maybe they right, maybe they no, but nah, you be you. Don't look the part, be the part.
Be the part. That's right.
Don't say I'm set the standard. You are the standard. You gotta put your worth out there. You gotta put your value out there.
True.
And most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, love yourself. That's all I have to say. So before we leave, go ahead, Blue, plug your information in one more time so the
Yeah.
individuals listening can follow you and keep updated on all the great work that you're doing.
Yes. Follow me.
Oh, she would bounce back. Oh, we're going to bounce back. But we do appreciate everybody. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break and to Blue pops back in, and we're going to be right back after this commercial break.
You ask all my teammates, the one thing about Michael Jordan was he never asked me to do something that he didn't fucking do. When people see this, they're going to say, well, he wasn't really a nice guy. He may have been a tyrant. Oh, well, that's you, because you never won anything. I wanted to win, but I wanted them to win and be a part of that as well. Like, I don't have to do this. I'm only doing it because it is who I am. That's how I played the game. That was my mentality.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on the Walking This Way's Impact Boys podcast. I want to give a big shout out to Ms. Blue on here earlier. Big shout out to her on the work that she's doing. Also, those who tuning in, thank y'all for tuning in. Man, remember, love yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself. Most importantly, man, fall in love with yourself. Become the better version of yourself. As they say, the truth is inside you. Other than that, man, we are out this day. I will see y'all tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on the next episode of Walking This Way Impact Boys podcast. Peace, everybody.